I'm standing alone at the altar of St. Catherine's Church on Pembroke Avenue, my bouquet trembling in my hands, staring at 3 empty seats in the front row. My parents' seats, and my maid of honor's chair. They're not stuck in traffic. They're not in an accident. They're at my brother's apartment on Riverside Drive helping him move furniture. On my wedding day, the photographer keeps asking if we should wait. My fiancé Marcus squeezes my hand, his jaw tight with fury. 200 guests are watching me realize that the people who were supposed to love me most just chose my lazy brother's last-minute moving day over my wedding. I can feel my smile cracking like glass about to shatter. If you're watching this video, please subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments where you're watching my story from. Maybe you are living next to me and I want to know how far it has traveled. My name is Nicole. I'm 29 years old, and I've spent my entire life being the responsible daughter while my brother Tyler got away with everything. I'm a pediatric nurse at Mercy General Hospital downtown, working double shifts to save lives while Tyler, 32, bounces between jobs and lives off our parents' generosity. They paid his rent for 8 years. 8 years. Meanwhile, I bought my own apartment in the Copper Hill district at 24 and never asked them for a dime. My best friend since kindergarten, Jenna, was supposed to stand beside me today. We'd planned this moment since we were 10 years old, playing wedding with stuffed animals in my backyard. But 3 hours ago, she texted, "Tyler really needs help moving. Your parents need me. Sorry, babe, you understand." No, I don't understand. I don't understand how moving a couch becomes more important than a wedding. Marcus and I planned this day for 18 months. We booked St. Catherine's Church because it's where my grandmother got married. We chose October 15th because the leaves are perfect and the weather is beautiful. We sent invitations 6 months ago with the date, time, and location clearly printed. My parents RSVP'd yes. Jenna was fitted for her dress 3 times. Yet this morning, Tyler called Dad saying he had to be out of his apartment by 5 p.m. or lose his security deposit. A lie, obviously, because I called his landlord later and confirmed his lease doesn't end until next month. But my parents believed him. They always believe him. And apparently, so did Jenna. The wedding continues without them. Marcus's sister steps in as my impromptu maid of honor, a woman I've met exactly 4 times. She's kind about it, but it's not the same. During the ceremony, I keep glancing at those empty seats. My mother was supposed to cry during the vows. My father was supposed to walk me down the aisle. He did, but spent the entire walk checking his phone for Tyler's updates. Jenna was supposed to hold my bouquet and fix my veil and tell me I look beautiful. Instead, there's a stranger in a borrowed dress trying her best to fill a role she didn't prepare for. The guests notice. Of course they notice. Whispers ripple through the church. Marcus's parents look furious. My Aunt Diane, sitting 3 rows back, is openly crying and not from happiness. When we say our vows, Marcus adds something unscripted. "I promise to always show up for you," he says, looking directly into my eyes with an intensity that makes my throat tight. "I promise that you will never be second priority to me, ever." The priest looks confused. The guests who know what happened murmur approval. I squeeze Marcus's hand so hard I'm probably hurting him, trying not to cry angry tears in front of 200 people. We're pronounced husband and wife. We kiss. Everyone applauds. And I feel absolutely hollow inside. The reception is at the Grandview Manor on Hillcrest Road, this beautiful estate with gardens and a ballroom that cost more than my car. Marcus and I paid for everything ourselves because we're adults who don't rely on parents for basic life milestones. The empty seats at the head table are impossible to ignore. My mother's chair, my father's chair, the maid of honor's chair. During dinner, my phone buzzes constantly. "Mom, we'll be there soon, honey. Tyler's apartment is taking longer than expected." "Dad, don't be upset, Nicole. Family helps family." "Jenna, OMG, moving is such a nightmare. We'll definitely make the reception." I turn off my phone and hand it to Marcus. "I don't want to see any more messages." He kisses my forehead. "Good." But his mother, Patricia, sitting beside us, is less calm. She's a corporate lawyer at Westfield and Associates, the big firm on Chancellor Street, and she's got that dangerous, quiet anger that terrifies opposing counsel. "Nicole, may I say something that might be inappropriate?" I actually laugh because what could be more inappropriate than this entire situation? "Go ahead, Patricia." She leans closer. "What your family did today is unforgivable. And if you choose to never speak to them again, Marcus and I will support you completely." Her words hit me like cold water. Permission. She's giving me permission to be angry, to set boundaries, to stop pretending this is okay. I've spent my whole life making excuses for my parents' favoritism and Tyler's selfishness. Maybe it's time to stop. The reception continues. We do our first dance to a ballroom empty of my family. We cut the cake while they're presumably carrying Tyler's furniture. During the toasts, Marcus's best friend gives a beautiful speech about love and partnership. Then he pauses and adds, "And special recognition to Nicole for having the strength and grace to celebrate her marriage even when the people who should have been here chose to be elsewhere. That's the kind of character everyone should aspire to." The applause is deafening. Some people are crying, I'm crying, but they're not sad tears anymore. They're something else, something harder. Around 9 p.m., my parents finally arrive. They're sweaty and disheveled, still wearing the moving clothes they apparently thought were appropriate for their daughter's wedding. Mom rushes over with this big fake smile. "Oh, honey, you look beautiful. I'm so sorry we missed the ceremony, but Tyler really needed us and you're so understanding and independent, we knew you'd be fine." I stare at her, just stare. She falters. "Nicole, aren't you going to say anything?" I take a breath. "Thank you for coming to my reception, Mrs. Henderson. Please enjoy the food. Excuse me." I walk away. My mother, whose name is Susan, by the way, calls after me, confused. "Mrs. Henderson, Nicole, what are you doing?" Marcus intercepts them smoothly. "My wife is greeting other guests. There's food at the buffet." My wife. I love how that sounds, and I love that he's running interference. Jenna shows up 20 minutes later, still in jeans and a t-shirt, carrying her bridesmaid dress on a hanger. "Nicole." "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Let me change and we can do some photos." I'm talking to Marcus's college friends near the dessert table when she interrupts. I turn slowly. "Jenna, the wedding was 5 hours ago. The photos are done." She blinks, clearly expecting me to laugh it off. "Well, we can do some fun ones now. It's not too late." Something inside me, something that's been bending for 29 years, finally snaps. "You're right. It's not too late." It's not too late for me to realize that you're not actually my best friend. Best friends don't skip weddings for furniture. Thanks for coming, though. There's cake by the entrance. I turn back to my conversation. Jenna stands there, frozen, then starts crying. "Nicole, you're being ridiculous." Marcus's sister, Amanda, appears from nowhere and gently guides Jenna away. "I think you should leave," I hear her say firmly. "You've done enough damage for one day." My parents corner me near the bar around 10 p.m. Dad's trying his reasonable voice, the one he uses when he thinks I'm being emotional. "Nicole, sweetheart, you're obviously upset, but let's be rational. Tyler was in a crisis situation. We had to help. You had Marcus and all these people. Tyler had no one." I sip my champagne, looking at this man who's supposed to be my father. Tyler is 32 years old. He's had a month's notice to plan his move. He called you this morning with a fake emergency because he's lazy and knew you'd drop everything, including your daughter's wedding. Mom gasps. "That's not fair." I laugh. Actually laugh. "What's not fair is missing your child's wedding to help your adult son move a couch." Dad's face reddens. "Your brother needed us." And there it is, the truth they've been dancing around my entire life. Tyler's needs always trump mine. Tyler's emergencies are always more important than my milestones. Tyler's convenience matters more than my happiness. I set down my glass carefully. "You know what? You're absolutely right. Tyler needed you, and you chose him, so now you get to live with that choice." I walk away, and this time I don't look back. Marcus finds me in the garden outside the ballroom, sitting on a stone bench surrounded by fairy lights and autumn flowers. "You okay?" he asks, settling beside me. I lean into him. "I don't know. I feel like I should be devastated, but mostly I just feel clear. Does that make sense?" He wraps his arm around me. "Perfect sense. You finally see them for who they really are." The honeymoon in Tuscany is perfect. We spend 2 weeks eating incredible food, exploring vineyards, and deliberately not checking messages from home. When we finally land back at Harbor International Airport, I turn on my phone to find 63 messages. "Mom, we need to talk about your behavior at the wedding." "Dad, your mother is very hurt by how you treated her." "Tyler, why are you making such a big deal about this? They helped me move. Get over it." "Jenna, I can't believe you embarrassed me in front of everyone. Some best friend you are." I delete every message without responding. Marcus, watching me, nods approvingly. "Good." We collect our luggage and head to our apartment on Maple Court, the cute two-bedroom we bought together last year. Home feels different now, lighter somehow. Monday morning, I'm back at Mercy General Hospital, back in my scrubs saving children's lives. My coworker and actual friend, Angela, brings me coffee from the place on Bridgewater Street. "So, how was the wedding?" I tell her everything. She listens, her expression growing darker with each detail. When I finish, she's quiet for a long moment. "Nicole, I'm going to say something, and I need you to really hear me. What they did wasn't just rude, it was abusive. Systematically choosing your brother over you your entire life, then missing your wedding. That's not normal family dysfunction, that's deliberate marginalization." Her words settle over me like a weighted blanket. "So what do I do?" She sips her coffee. "You set boundaries, real ones, and you stop lighting yourself on fire to keep them warm." That evening, I draft an email. Short, clear, unemotional. "Dear Mom, Dad, Tyler, and Jenna, I've given considerable thought to what happened on my wedding day. Your choice to prioritize Tyler's non-emergency over my once-in-a-lifetime event has clarified our relationship dynamics. Effective immediately, I need space to reconsider how much energy I invest in relationships that consistently devalue me. I will not be attending family gatherings, responding to messages, or maintaining our previous level of contact. This is not negotiable. When and if I'm ready to communicate again, I will reach out. Please respect this boundary. Nicole." I send it at midnight, then turn off my phone and sleep better than I have in weeks. The fallout is immediate and nuclear. By Tuesday afternoon, my voicemail is full. Aunt Diane calls my work, which crosses a line, but at least she's supportive. "Your parents are losing their minds. Good, they deserve it." Mom shows up at the hospital Wednesday evening, waiting in the parking garage by my car. I see her before she sees me and consider turning around, but I'm not hiding. This is my workplace. I walk directly to my car. "Nicole, finally, you haven't been answering your phone." I unlock my car. "That's intentional, Mom." She looks genuinely confused, like she cannot comprehend why I'd be upset. "Honey, you're being incredibly dramatic. We missed a few hours of your wedding." It's not the end of the world. I pause, hand on the car door. "You didn't miss a few hours, you missed the entire ceremony. You missed walking me down the aisle. Well, Dad did that while checking his phone. You missed the vows, the kiss, the most important moment of my life, for furniture." She flushes. "Tyler needed help." I get in my car. "And I needed my mother. Guess which need mattered more?" I drive away while she's still talking. Marcus is home when I arrive, cooking dinner in our tiny kitchen, pasta with that sauce I love. He takes one look at my face and pours wine. "Your mom," I nod, accepting the glass gratefully. "She ambushed me at work. Can't understand why I'm upset." He stirs the sauce, his jaw working. "My mom wants to know if we should consider a restraining order." I almost laugh. "That seems extreme." He turns to face me fully. "Nicole, your family is harassing you. Showing up at your workplace, blowing up your phone, refusing to respect boundaries. That's harassment. Whether they're family or not doesn't change that." He's right. I know he's right. But it's hard to accept that the people who raised me are now people I need legal protection from. That night, I draft another email. This one goes to my boss, the hospital administrator, and security. Subject: please do not allow the following people access to me during work hours. Thursday, I get a call from a number I don't recognize. Against my better judgment, I answer. It's Tyler. "Nicole, what the hell? Mom is crying constantly. Dad can't sleep. You're tearing this family apart over nothing." I'm in the break room at the hospital, and I'm suddenly so tired of this. "Tyler, do you even know what you cost me?" He scoffs. "Oh my God, we missed your wedding. People miss weddings all the time. You're being such a baby." Deep breath. "You didn't just miss my wedding. You've taken priority my entire life. Every birthday, every graduation, every achievement got overshadowed by whatever you needed. I accepted that because I thought family meant sacrifice. But my wedding day, that was supposed to be the one day where I mattered most, and you couldn't even give me that." Silence. "Then, it was just furniture." I laugh bitterly. "Exactly, just furniture, that's what I'm worth to you." I hang up and block his number. Angela finds me 10 minutes later, crying in the bathroom. She doesn't say anything, just hugs me while I sob out 29 years of being second place. When I finally calm down, she hands me paper towels. "You know what you need? Therapy." I wipe my eyes. "Probably." She pulls out her phone. "My therapist, Dr. Morrison, is amazing. She specializes in family trauma and boundary setting. I'm texting you her number." 2 days later, I'm sitting in Dr. Morrison's office on Sycamore Street, that quiet professional building near the park. She's 50-ish, warm but direct, with an office full of plants and comfortable furniture. I tell her everything, the lifetime of favoritism, the missed wedding, the harassment since. She listens, taking occasional notes, her expression neutral but kind. When I finish, she sets down her pen. Nicole, what you're describing is a pattern of narcissistic family dynamics with a clear scapegoat golden child structure. You've been cast as the responsible, low-maintenance child who doesn't need attention, while Tyler is the center of the family universe. This is textbook. Hearing it explained in clinical terms is somehow validating. So I'm not overreacting. She leans forward. You're actually underreacting. Most people would have cut contact years ago. The fact that you maintained a relationship this long speaks to your capacity for forgiveness and hope, but hope without change is just denial. Over the next few weeks, Dr. Morrison helps me understand something crucial. I can't make my family value me. I can only decide how I respond to their devaluation, and my response is to build a life where their approval isn't currency I need to survive. It's liberating and terrifying and absolutely necessary. 2 months after the wedding, I'm thriving in ways I never expected. Marcus and I host Thanksgiving at our apartment, inviting his family and my chosen family. Angela, some work friends, Aunt Diane, and Marcus's college roommate. No biological parents, no brother, no former best friend. Just people who actually show up when they say they will. We cook turkey and stuffing and pumpkin pie. We laugh and tell stories and play board games. Aunt Diane pulls me aside while we're doing dishes. Your mother called me 17 times this week. She wants me to convince you to come to Christmas. I rinse a plate carefully. What did you tell her? Aunt Diane smiles. I told her that if she'd wanted you at Christmas, she should have shown up at your wedding. I hug her so hard she laughs. You're a good kid, Nicole. Don't let them convince you otherwise. Christmas comes and goes without me contacting my parents. I hear through Aunt Diane that they're devastated, that Tyler feels guilty, that Jenna misses me. I feel nothing, or not nothing exactly. Relief. By January, I'm promoted to charge nurse in the pediatric ICU, a position I've wanted for years. The hospital throws a small celebration. Patricia, Marcus's mom, sends flowers to my office with a card. Congratulations on your promotion. You've built a life defined by your own worth, not others' validation. We're proud of you. Love, Patricia and William. I cry reading it. These people, who have known me less than 2 years, see me more clearly than my own parents ever did. Marcus takes me to dinner at Bellamy's on the waterfront, that expensive place with the incredible seafood and harbor views. We're celebrating both the promotion and our 3-month wedding anniversary. Over wine and lobster, he asks a question that's been hovering between us. Do you think you'll ever reconcile with them? I consider this carefully. Honestly, I don't know. Right now, the idea of letting them back into my life feels exhausting. They'd have to genuinely understand what they did wrong, genuinely change, and prove over time that they could be trusted. That's a lot to ask from people who still don't think they did anything wrong. He nods. I support whatever you decide. But I need you to know that our kids, when we have them, will never be treated as backup options by anyone, including your parents if they're in the picture. Our kids. The thought makes me smile. Agreed. Any grandparents who can't show up and show respect don't get access. We toast to that, to building a family based on mutual respect and genuine love, not obligation and conditional approval. It feels like the most important promise we've ever made. March brings unexpected news. Tyler gets engaged to his girlfriend of 6 months, someone named Bethany I've never met. Mom calls from yet another new number I haven't blocked. I answer without thinking. Nicole, finally, I have wonderful news. Tyler's getting married in June. We're hoping you'll come and maybe this can be a fresh start for the family. I'm silent for so long she says my name twice. Finally, I speak. Mom, let me make sure I understand. Tyler is getting married and you want me to attend his wedding after you missed mine. She sounds genuinely confused. Well, yes, he's your brother. Family is family. I laugh, actually laugh. You're absolutely right. Family is family, and real family shows up. You taught me that. You showed up for Tyler's furniture. I'm sure you'll show up for his wedding, but I won't be there. She starts crying. Nicole, please, I'm your mother. Being someone's mother is more than biology, Mom. It's showing up. It's prioritizing your child when it matters. It's making them feel valued and loved. You did that for Tyler. You didn't do it for me. That's not my fault, and it's not my responsibility to fix. I hang up gently and block the number. Marcus finds me on the balcony, staring out at the city lights. You okay? I lean into him. I'm better than okay. I finally understand that their inability to value me says nothing about my worth. It only reveals their limitations. He kisses my temple. I'm so proud of you. 6 months later, I hear through Aunt Diane that Tyler's wedding was beautiful, that my parents were there in the front row. That everyone missed me, but understood why I stayed away. I'm glad they had a nice time. I spent that day at the beach with Marcus, building sandcastles and collecting shells and laughing until my stomach hurt. A year after my wedding, Marcus and I renew our vows in a small ceremony at sunset on Harbor Beach, that beautiful stretch of sand where we had our first date. Just us, his parents, Aunt Diane, Angela, and a handful of close friends. No drama, no empty seats, no one checking their phone for someone else's emergency. During the ceremony, I read something I wrote. I promise to always show up for myself with the same energy I expect from others. I promise to build relationships based on mutual respect, not obligation. I promise to teach our future children that their worth is inherent, not earned through accommodating others. And I promise to love you, Marcus, with the full heart of a woman who finally learned she deserves to be chosen first. We're not reconciled with my parents. Maybe someday. Maybe never. Either way, I'm building a life so full of genuine love and respect that their absence doesn't create a void. It just creates space for people who actually deserve to be there. The story you have just heard reflects the painful reality many people face when family members take their love and loyalty for granted. I'm sharing this to remind you that you are not required to maintain relationships with people who consistently devalue you, even if they're family. Especially if they're family. If you were Nicole, what would you have done? Would you have forgiven them immediately, or would you have protected your peace and demanded the respect you deserved? I want to know your opinion because every story is like a candle that can light the path for someone else. God bless you and may courage guide your hands. Meanwhile, on the final screen, I am leaving you with one of the most beloved channels, King's Revenge Vault. I am sure none of my stories will fail to surprise you. Thank you for staying with me until this moment.